What's up, y'all? Wallamoose here. In today's video, I'm going to show you 10 tips and tricks to set you up for success when using Canva. But before I begin, my name is Josh, and I post here on YouTube once a week with videos regarding graphic design. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe. I'd love to have you along for the ride. And I have a coffee company, so if you like coffee, check it out. I think it's pretty good. Link in the description below. But without further ado, let's jump in here and get started. Alrighty, so we're here in Canva, and if you don't already have a Canva account, you can follow the link in the description below. There's a free and paid version. So let's get started, and you can follow along with me. Alrighty, so the first tip is blurring an image in the background. So I've got a canvas here with an image. All you need to do is once you have your image in place, select it. It'll populate a menu up here, hit Edit Image, and under the Adjust menu, hit See All, and it will pull up the full list of adjustments. You'll see one that says Blur, and if you do it all the way to the right, you see the more you push it to the right, the further it blurs. And so let's do like a good 30. And this is good if you have like, let's say text over and you want to have good contrast between your text and your background image. You can have white text, and as you can see, it comes up pretty well against the image as opposed to if there was no blur at all. Alright, so tip number 2 is using rulers on your Canva artboard. So if you go up here to File, you can see two options, Show Margins and Show Rulers and Guides. If you click Show Rulers and Guides, you'll notice, depending on what your dimensions are, there's a ruler on the top axis and the side axis. If you click and drag from the ruler, you can pull a guideline, and this will drag a guideline onto your canvas. Now, when you export the image, these guides will not show up. This is simply to help you align stuff when working in your canvases. So let's say I want to do like the rule of thirds, and I want to break it into 3 sections. I can have 2 guides horizontally like this, and put the heading along the top guide. Alright, so tip number 3 is locking elements. And this up here, whenever you have something selected, you'll notice on the far right there's a lock with an unlocked symbol. If you click it, it will change to locked, and you can still like hover over that image, but you can't adjust it. And this is good. Let's say I just locked my background image. If I'm moving around elements on top of it and I don't want to adjust my background layer, I can lock it. That way I can't accidentally click on it and drag it. And then if you want to do it, just select it again and hit the lock icon so it changes back to the unlocked position. And tip number 4 is smart mockups. So let's say you're doing a business presentation, or you're presenting an app, website, whatever that needs to be mocked up on a computer, iPhone, etc., stuff like that. So as you can see here, I've got an image of the interface. It's an iPhone interface, and I want to put it into a phone so it looks like I'm looking at it on a phone. So if you click on the image, just go up here to Edit Image, and where we were before, just scroll a little bit down and you'll see Smart Mockups. If you hit click See All, you can see a full array of different mockups for you to choose. And this is a phone, so I'm going to choose a smartphone one, just any one that looks good, and this one right here looks pretty good. And as you can see, when you click on it, it puts your mockup directly into it. So super easy, very easy to do, very easy to use. You don't need like Photoshop or anything. But as you can see, my interface was an older model of an iPhone, and it's a bit bunched to the side on this newer model mockup. So all I need to do is go to Filter, and you can change the crop options to make it fit better, just different options. So that looks pretty good, and it's very easy to use. Alright, tip number 5 is another good Photoshop alternative where you don't have to dive into a more intense software to do it, and then is the background remover. So let's say you have an image and for whatever reason you want the background removed. All you need to do, similar to before, just click on the image, go up to Edit Image, and it should be up here at the top. If you can't find it, just search for background remover and click on it. Now I believe this may be a pro feature, so if you have the free version of Canva, you may not be able to use this, but I'm not 100% sure. But it takes a second to load, so let me just skip ahead to where it's loaded. And as you can see, it worked pretty well for an automated software. And so the blanket, everything in the background is gone, and now it's just the fingers and the puppy touching the fingers, so cute. But if it did mess up a little bit, if you have a low resolution image, you can select the Restore brush and draw back in where you want. Or if it didn't get something out that you wanted out, like this over here, just grab the erase brush and you can erase it over here. And as you can see, it's now a PNG or a transparent background. And then when you're done, just hit done and you're good to go. And now you can export as a PNG and the background is gone. Tip number 6 is the eyedropper tool. So let's say you're making a brand and you want to pull a color scheme from an image, or if you're just making a design and you want to pull inspiration from, let's say, a sunset image, just something where you need to pull colors from and you don't know what the hex codes or the RGB codes are. So all you need to do is go up to the element, whichever one you want to color, click on it, hit the swatch up here, and then go over here in the top left to this little plus icon for add a new color. When you do that, like I said, you don't know the hex code, and so you hit the eyedropper button next to it, and you can hover it over the page, and as you can see, you can kind of pick colors from the page. So I like this, let's say this green right here, and I like this tan right here, and so on and so on. You can do this just to pull a different color from an image to make a color palette. Super easy to do, and it's a lot easier than tracking down those hex codes. All right, tip number 7 is the magic resize. So we've all ran into it before. We got done with the design that we spent hours on, and we realized either the client or you need it for a different size. Or let's say you're making a flyer and you also need a social post size. It's a pain and it takes forever to resize those and shift the elements around to make them look good. But luckily for you and for me, Canva has an automatic resize feature. So I pulled a template, just any design from the template feature, and I've got this flyer for Welcome to Paris. But I need a social post to square 1 by 1. So all I need to do is go up here to the resize tool, and it has a crown next to it, so I believe that means it's a pro feature. So custom size, let's say I need 10 by 10, which is a 1 by 1 ratio, good for a social post. So copy and resize, and as you can see, just like that, it resized the artwork to be a square. Number 8 is hyperlinking text. Let's say you have a board presentation and you want to link to stats or a source that you received. You can just hyperlink the text, so when you click on it, it goes directly to that. So all you need to do is select the text, highlight it, go up here to the hyperlink icon, and immediately, right off the bat, it looks like you can only do within other files, but all you need to do is type the URL right here, and it will hyperlink like that. So when you click on it, it doesn't do it in the active window, but when it's exported as a PDF or something where it's clickable, it will link to whatever you link to. And you can do that with images as well. Just type in the URL right here. All right, so tip number 9, let's say you have a color image and you want to change it to black and white, and you don't know how to do that. So I'm just going to use the same image we have right here of the soap. Actually, I like this lemon over here better. So I have these lemon drinks, and I'm like, man, I really want this black and white. All I need to do is click on it, again go up to edit image. A lot of the tips are in this feature or in this menu. We're going to go to adjust, see all, and then on the saturation, bring it all the way down to the negatives. And the less saturation, the less color there is, so ergo it becomes black and white. And if you want more contrast, you can change the contrast, change the brightness so it's a darker black and white, whatever you need. And the final tip, number 10, is animating your design. And we, again, will use this same canvas because there's already elements on there. It's just as easy. I'll go up here and animate, and it pretty much animates it for you if you want a combination of sleek, simple, fun, whatever. This is great. On social platforms, video content does very well. So if you want a little bit of animation, make it a little more engaging, a little more exciting, you can certainly do that. So I'm just going to hit sleek, and as you can see, it animated all the objects just like that. And then if I don't like how one particular look looks, I can click on it, animate that particular thing differently, and change all the settings right here. So super easy, you just click a button, you can animate your thing, and it becomes like 10 times more engaging. So I hope these tips helped. If you have any tips that I didn't mention in the video that you want to share, leave them in the comments below. I'll probably make more videos like this in the future if y'all like it, just because there's so many different tips you can use. This was only 10 of them. But that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.